investing. When do you start? When do you pause? When do you stop? If those are questions you've asked yourself, I'm going to share with you my investing philosophy so you can start figuring out what works for you. So when it comes to starting, the answer is as soon as possible. Obviously, the younger the better, because that just gives you more time for your money to grow. A lot of people tend to start in their 20s and 30s, but if you're beyond that age, that's okay. It's never too late to get started. So when do you pause? Well, there's a couple of scenarios that my husband and I have identified where it makes sense for us to pull back a little bit or completely pause for a season on investing. One is when we were getting out of debt. We actually pulled back about 50% of our investment efforts because that just freed up our income to pay off the debt and get that out of our life sooner than later. We didn't completely stop investing, although some people do when they're eliminating debt, and that's okay. But for us, we just reduced it. Another time that we have recognized that if we ever face a job loss, we need to pause our investing until that income can be replaced. This is important because it's kind of an emergency when you have a job loss, so we want to make sure that we are prioritizing what is most important, and that's taking care of our bills, taking care of our family, those necessary expenses. The money's still in the investment account, it will still grow, but if we're facing a job loss or if we are ever laid off, we decided well in advance the investments would be the first thing that we would just pause until that income could be replaced, and that money would still be in the account and it would still be growing. We wouldn't be withdrawing from it. So when do you stop investing? Well, some people don't ever stop, and I want to be that person that never stops. Even when we're retired and we are withdrawing from our IRAs and 401ks, you can still invest, and we want to do that. We want to continue to invest mutual funds and brokerage accounts and things like that. So there's still always an opportunity to grow money, regardless of what stage you're in your financial journey or your season of life. But it's important to be thinking about what makes sense for you. What season are you in? Where are you in your journey? What is it you're working towards? And start making decisions in advance of what you're going to do, because when the time comes to make that decision, there's no sitting and guessing and thinking. It's already been made for you, and it just really makes it simpler to move forward. So when it comes to investing, figure out when it makes sense for you to start, figure out the scenarios in which it would make sense to pause, and decide if it ever makes sense for you to stop.